Hello there and welcome to this demonstration of Hostcomm Surveyor. Surveyor is a web-based application that enables you to quickly create powerful web applications like surveys and intelligent call center agent scripts. These applications react intelligently to inputs so as to reduce time and improve the participant experience. Surveyor is fully integrated into Hostcomm's hosted dialer and call center services. In a typical setup, the survey or agent script will be popped to the agent with some basic client details ready for the call. At the end, the data is saved on an SQL database. It's really easy to use and intuitive, so let's take a look more closely. So this is the web admin interface. So you'd log on to this particular part here to create the online survey or agent script. So as you can see, we've got a couple of surveys set up here to show you, and we'll take a look at those shortly. Across here we've got the main admin buttons, managing survey administrators, okay, just adding extra users. We can create user groups, global settings, okay. We can check data integrity on the database. All looks okay there. We can also back up the entire database just with a click of a button. There it goes. Okay, we can set up different types of template. Okay. For example, for a mobile phone, smartphones, full screen, that sort of thing. Okay, we can set up database participant panels, and we can also add plugins to the application as well. There's also a really good online manual. Okay, very comprehensive. Exactly how to set up all of the different types of questions. You can set up intelligent surveys and agent scripts that use logic. So when a particular question is answered in a certain way, it will pop up another question or hide certain others. And Hostcomm uses its internal developers to do some of this advanced work, but 90% of everything that you would need in a typical agent script or a survey can be done exactly from this web interface here. Okay, so let's take a look at this one here. Okay, so we've set up a brief intro here. Okay, so this is actually an example of a survey. Okay, and we've got question groups are all set up into categories, into sections here. So if we pick the first one, we've then got a load of questions here relating to mortgages. And if you have a look at some of them, you'll see that there's a question here that's got some logic behind it. Have a look at another one. Yeah, most of these have got logic. And so the main survey can be edited. The categories themselves can be edited. Okay, you can execute them, all the general settings, and then you drop down to the actual questions within the survey. Okay, and take a look at these. So you can look at the overall survey, preview that first. Okay, the different categories and questions. So let's take a look at the survey. So this is what it would look like for the person that's actually doing the survey. And the URL for this, because it's essentially it's a web page. So this page can be popped from a dialer, for example, or a hosted contact center, and the service fully integrates with Hostcomm services, as we've already said. Okay, so you'd work through answering a couple of questions. So okay. And you'll see that we answered that question there. It popped up another one. Okay. Let's move next. We can also clear it. We can load it and finish it later. Okay. Just fill in some of these details. And it also shows you all the different types of input that we can use. Okay, so it's stopped me now because there's a mandatory question, okay, that hasn't been answered. Okay, and it's this one here, so it's highlighted that. And it looks like we've got another mandatory question. And it's let me through. Okay, so you get the idea. That's what it looks like from the agent perspective. Okay, so let's go back to the admin interface. And we can take a look at the data that it's stored. Okay. There we go. So we've got 4 responses, bit of sample data on there. Okay. This shows you the last 50 responses. These are all the fields, questions, quite a few of them. Okay, and what the answers are. Okay, so this top one here is the one I've just completed, or half completed. See some of the questions that we answered there. We can get statistics from the responses as well. Okay. Export the data. Okay, it's pretty comprehensive in terms of the settings. We can also use tokens as well. So, for example, if you wanted to pop a certain survey but it was private, but you don't want to be passing username and passwords over the internet, you can use tokens to authenticate yourself. For example, to authenticate between call center application or hosted dialer and the survey application, you can use tokens. Okay, so let's go back and have a look at the other survey. This one's slightly different because we've added some buttons onto the actual agent script that control the dialer, control a hosted dialer using an application programming interface API. So what would happen here would be, as the dialer is making calls, this screen here would be popped to the agent, and it would populate these fields with data, some of these as well, and then the agent would then proceed collecting information about gas, electricity, that sort of thing. So this is a switching script. So the agent is looking for clients to switch energy providers using this form here. Okay, so some of the dispositions and control of the dialer are on the buttons at the bottom here. So for example, this one here, disposition codes. Okay, if we disposition this as sale, we can then select the contracts that the person's interested in. Okay. There you go. You get the idea. But you'll notice on this script here that it's made up of several smaller screens. So there isn't any scrolling up and down, which the agent can get irritated with, and you know the flow of the conversation works particularly well because of that. Okay, so back to the admin screen, and that's pretty much it. So very easy to set these campaigns up. Okay, you just press a button, give it a title, enter a description, welcome message. Okay, and put in some settings there as well. Once that's connected, you would then proceed through and add all of the questions and categories. Okay, so it's point and click, pretty easy stuff. Okay, so that's Hostcomm Surveyor. Thanks very much for your time.